chief guest along with the dignitaries are arriving. They are on their way. They'll be arriving shortly. Evening to this August gathering, acknowledging the presence of all the dignitaries of the dais. I, Aisha Ram, Assistant Professor of Law of Christ Academy Institute of Law. I quote, "A day without prayer is a day without blessing." Thank you all. I now request Dr. Sini John, our beloved Vice Principal of Christ Academy Institute of Law, to deliver welcome address. Please, ma'am.
Reverend Fathers, esteemed faculty, honored guests, proud parents, and of course, our amazing graduates, good evening. It is my very great pleasure and honor to welcome you all to this momentous occasion. Today is a day of celebration, reflection, and anticipation. We are here to recognize and honor the hard work, perseverance, and achievements of our graduating batch of 2019. This is a day of joy, pride, and anticipation as we reflect on the journey our graduates have taken and look forward to the bright future that awaits them. First and foremost, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Jaden Lee, General Director, Department of International Law, HWPL, South Korea. We come together as a diverse group, united by a shared vision, a world where conflicts are resolved through dialogue, differences are. We are truly honored to have Mr. Jaden Lee with us, who tirelessly continue to carve a path of peace. Your presence adds great significance to this celebration, and we are eager to hear your words of wisdom and inspiration. Your achievements and contribution in promoting world peace serves as a beacon of excellence for our graduates, and we are privileged to have you share this special day with us. Heartfelt welcome to you, sir. We elongate a gracious welcome to Father Sebi Palamatil CMI, Manager, Christ Academy Group of Institutions. He has been an inspiring force behind the scenes, guiding us with dedication and passion, and fostering an environment where excellence thrives. Under his stewardship, our institution has not only achieved new heights but has also stayed true to its mission. We extend a cordial welcome to you, Father. I would now like to welcome our beloved Principal of Christ Academy Institute of Law, Reverend Father Dr. Davis Panadan, CMI, who has always supported and encouraged the students towards their highest endeavors. A role of a creative leader is not to have all the ideas, but to create a culture in which everyone can have ideas and feels valued. He is a constant sustenance and whose vision, guidance and support has been the backbone of the growth of Christ Academy Institute of Law. Welcome, Father. A heartfelt welcome to Reverend Father Thomas, CMI, Administrator, Christ Academy Group of Institutions, whose adherence to the commitment of relentless efforts to having an enlightened vision to their students have been one of the key factors for a bright presence of this institution. Welcome, Father. Reverend Father Leben, CMI, Principal, Christ Academy Junior College, we gratefully acknowledge your encouragement and friendly advices and extend a very warm welcome to you. To the parents, families and friends, your unwavering support has been the cornerstone of our graduates' success. You have stood by them through every challenge, offering guidance and encouragement and love. As the saying goes, behind every young child who believes in themselves is a parent who believed first. Your belief in them has made all the difference, and today we also celebrate you. Without your love, sacrifice and encouragement, this day would not have been possible. A very warm welcome to all the parents and family members. My dear faculty and staff, your dedication to educating, mentoring and inspiring our students has made a lasting impact on their lives. You have challenged them to think critically, to push boundaries and to strive for excellence. Your commitment to their success is deeply appreciated, and today we also honor you. A heartfelt welcome to dear teachers and admin staff. To our graduates, today we celebrate you. Your journey has been marked by determination, hard work and personal growth. Each one of you has contributed something unique to our community. It has been a privilege to watch you develop into the remarkable individuals you are today. As you move forward into the next chapter of your lives, remember the lessons you have learned, the friendships you have made, and the strength you have built. Always remember, my dear students, that hate has 4 letters, but so does love. Enemies has 7 letters, but so does friends. Failure has 7 letters, but so does success. Negativity has 10 letters, but so does positivity. You always have a choice, so choose a better side of it. As you walk across this stage today, know that you are not only marking the end of an important chapter, but also the beginning of a new and exciting journey. Let us all join together to welcome our graduating batch of students. As we proceed with today's ceremony, let us take a moment to reflect on the journey that has brought us here. Let us celebrate the achievements of our graduates and let us look forward to the bright future that lie ahead. Let's all together savor this most awaited moment, graduation day of the batch of 2019. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I quote, "Live simply, love generously, care deeply, speak kindly, leave the rest to God," I unquote. Ronald Reagan. I deem it my privilege to request Father Sebi Palamatat CMI, Manager of Christ Academy Group of Institutions, to deliver the presidential address. Please, Father.
Chief guest of the day, Mr. Jaden Lee, General Director, HWPL South Korea, our respected Principal, Reverend Dr. Davies, Father Thomas, Administrator and Principal Christ Academy, Father Libin, Principal PU College, Dr. Sini, Vice Principal Kyle, eminent teachers, proud parents, and dear graduates. Today is a day of celebration, a day of reflection, and a day of looking forward to the future. Mr. Jaden Lee, so no more Helmut Bayo. That means we are happy to have you here. Dear graduates, how proud we are of each one of you. You have worked hard, faced challenges, and today you stand ready to embark on the next chapter of your lives. As you leave Christ, these words by Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. You have been given the tools, the knowledge, and the skills to make a difference. As you step into the world, hold on to your dreams and aspirations. Remember the words of Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Your actions, your decisions, integrity will shape not only your future, but the future of those around you. In the course of your journey, you may encounter obstacles. Do not be discouraged. Challenges are a part of life and they shape us into the stronger individuals. As Albert Einstein once said, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Use every challenge as stepping stone to greater heights. Success is not measured by the wealth you accumulate or the titles you achieve, but by the positive impact you make on others and the world. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Let this question guide you as you move forward. In this fast-changing world, never stop learning. Adaptability and continuous growth are keys to staying relevant and making meaningful contributions. As Henry Ford wisely said, anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. Finally, cherish the friendships and the relationship you will build here. They will be your support system in times of need and your companions in times of joy. Helen Keller beautifully expressed this when she said, "Walking with a friend in the dark is better than walking alone in the light." As you leave the halls of Christ Academy, take with you the lessons learned, the experience gained, and the memories made. Go forth with confidence, kindness, and the spirit of service. The world needs compassionate and driven individuals like you. Congratulations once again to our graduates. We believe in you and we are excited to see the great things you will achieve. May your ways be illuminated with wisdom and may you continue to make a positive impact on the legal profession and the world at large. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you, Father. I now request our beloved Principal of Christ Academy Institute of Law, Professor Dr. Father Davis Pannanan, to address the August gathering on this special occasion. Please, Father.
Mr. Jaden Lee, Chief Guest of today, Father Sebi, Manager, Christ Academy Group of Institutions, Father Thomas, Administrator and Principals of Schools, Father Levin, Principal, Christ Academy Junior College, Dr. Sini, Vice Principal, my dear graduates, dear parents, and my colleagues. My mind is perturbed. Never I felt this kind of feeling when I give speeches. I could not count how many speeches I have given. But today morning from 3:30 onwards, I was training myself to speak to you. I have a feeling of a mother before delivery. Today, Kyle is giving birth to third child. I'll come to you later. But my dear parents, let me talk to you first, especially to mothers. Years back, when these children were very young, maybe first time when you took her or him in your hand, what was your feeling? Just imagine that feeling. And just reflect on what kind of struggles you have gone through, especially the first 5 years. Could you imagine that pain and struggles? But even then, you were so happy. Why? Because you feel the warmth and love of your child. But today, my dear parents, you have to salute my faculty members. Surely you have to salute. Before saluting my dear students, you have to salute all of my faculty. I tell you the reason. Their age, very, I used to tell, very complicated age. I'm not blaming you. Very complicated age. I would say rebellious age. And rebellious age, we all took care of your children for the last 5 years. Very difficult task. When we compare to your first 5 years of the children, when we face the rebellious age, we took care of them. That is why I asked you all to stand up and salute my dear faculty. Please stand up and then salute our faculty, because they deserve. You can sit. Thank you so much. And my dear students, I know I could not speak a single word on your farewell day. And Nishant was sending a message to me. Father, I was so sad. We were so sad that our principal could not speak a word about us. But I was keeping everything in my mind, reflecting, and I kept the best for you today. Your batch, I will mention some of the names. Don't worry, it's a good name. So maybe let me remember the gentleman of your batch. I would say gentleman of Christ Academy Institute of Law. Who can imagine? My feeling, you may have other feeling. I would say that is Joe Lasser. Can you imagine a law student is scoring the attendance of 98% in the last 5 years? I cannot imagine. And Joe, you have done it. And I always used to tell, you are the person when you bring the guest to the institution, mature and gentle face of Kyle from this batch, I would say. Then, Guyam Vaishnavi with 96% of attendance. Where is she? Can you stand up? Okay. Then I have to remember Devika JM with 95% of attendance. This is the last 5 years. My dear parents, for the last 5 years, these many attendance you had. So I have to salute you. Then another pearl from you, I will tell. You may not consider, but I consider. The pearl from your batch. Let me quote Nishant's name. I tell the reason. Nishant, I think you will not be embarrassed. I think you remember the suspension. I think from your batch, the person got maybe the long days of suspension. But always the support of the institution and your alma mater. And once he came to my cabin, Dr. Sini was there. He said, Father, I had the best principal in my life, that is Father Joyce. I think 15 years, Father Joyce was the principal. And you said, after Father Joyce, you are my best principal. Only 5 years I could handle you. So, among you, I find out, because this is the feeling, love for the alma mater. That's what I mentioned his name, please. Then, among you, there are Diksha, Deepthi, Jo, Kaushika, Ushasvi, Yashi Sharan, Arpita, and then S. Gayatri, Apsi, Divyashri, Jaina. They were maybe the top in their academic excellence, at the same time co-curricular and extracurricular. That's what I feel you are great. That's what I feel, not only in academics, but all the activities of Kyle, you were in the forefront. And especially, Jaina was bringing the color for institution with Rohan. Remember, the national moot court winning. I remember all these achievements you have made. And in the field of legal aid, you had a short but tall man, who is that Dishit. Everywhere in front of the service, either NSS as well legal service, he was there to organize in and through. So, congratulations, Dishit. Then, I remember Mohan Kumar, a sportsman, very disciplined one. At the same time, I think when I addressed you some days back, you remember? That day he followed me up with some people, other students. And then he told me that, Father, we felt when you cried. So in you, I felt that love for the institution. I salute. And Vaishnav, Rohan, Jarin, without you, Kyle stage was very bland. And we will miss the voice and strength. Then you make that rhythm of the program or every program of Kyle. I miss it. I thought maybe I'll get one more chance to Rohan to be here, but you overcome. But we miss you with the stage was full. And Gayatri and team, I think your batch made in each and every day the program, stage program, under the leadership of Gayatri, at the dance program. I think it was marvelous. No one could defeat till today your dance program on the stage. Am I correct? And Rosemaria Paul, you are good in studies. The same time, you are good in sports. I love, because academics and sports, you were excelling. And I have many names in my mind, but one more name I'll mention. Anirudh. And where is Anirudh? Even during the procession, he was looking at me, smiling very many times. I think he's the person who got my yelling so many times. Am I correct? Yes. He's the person. But still, when it comes to my cabin, the respect, docility ever shown. That makes you the great. And my dear students, let me tell you 3 words for you as my advice when you depart from this institution. It shall be your alma mater. Truthful, especially in your profession. Wherever you go, truthful. I've seen some of the advocates getting money from very old lady, poor lady, without appearing before the court. I've seen it. But Once upon a time, I'm a daily visitor in the port. I've seen it. Don't be like that. Truthful. If you do service, get the money. So truthful always. The second thing, thoughtful. I would say the Kyle was the only institution, is the only institution in the country where we offer those who score a certain percentage. You all, not the first 10, everyone will get a gift of the reduction in your yearly fees, a semester fees. Am I correct? Only institution. And SC/ST students, 60 and 65. I challenge before you. No other institution can show this model. This is not only for a handful students or 5 students. Everyone is offered. If you are scoring 75 or 70 or 65, 60, the institution was willing to give you the cash prize, not a small amount, full tuition fee, half of the tuition fee. So thoughtful of the institution. All the way, all the days when you go out of the institution. And you don't return back into this institution. But when you serve the people with thoughtfulness, I would say that the Kyle will be proud of you. And lastly, I would say thankful. Thankful to your parents, thankful to your teachers. Still, you remember the last day when Elizabeth Ma was here. Still, I hold on her hands, and then kiss her hand. I do. Not only to her, to all my teachers. And the teachers who scolded me more, I will do. Even I kneel down. So thankful to each one of the faculty here. Because they were taking care of you the last 5 years, which is, I would say, the rebellious age of your age. So thankful to the institution. And finally, I would say, come back to the institution. This is your alma mater. Don't carry anything bad from the institution. But always cheerful experience from the institution. Other things, let you learn from the institution's experience. Come back whenever you get time. Because I forget everything. The last few days, it's very that perturbed mind for me I had. But today, I forgot everything. Because you are my children. You are my children. I forgot everything. And you are my children to be colored in the future with your great service to humanity. Great service to humanity for the poor people, needy, downtrodden. Then that time we, the Kyle, will salute you wherever you are, in spirit and mind. I poured out everything. I would like to remember some of the names more, but I think it will be so delayed. That is why come back to the institution. And this is your alma mater. I have to forget everything. Otherwise, what is the difference between you and me? I am the true disciple of my Lord Jesus Christ. That is why in the morning I train myself to forget everything. Only to remember the best things, that best thing I poured out before you, my dear graduates and my dear students. And you have to defeat one record you have created, the more number of backlog. Okay, more number of backlog, you have created that record. That you have to break this examination, coming examination. That is my request, and all the very best wishes. Congratulations, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Father Anthony Davis, Principal of Christ Academy Institute of Advanced Studies, for joining us today. Thank you. Welcome, Father. I quote, "Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence," I unquote, Helen Keller. We are indeed honored to have Mr. Jaden Lee as our chief guest on this special occasion. Mr. Jaden Lee holds Bachelor of Science from Department of Electrical Engineering, College of Engineering, Busan National University, along with holding the position of General Director of Department of International Law. Mr. Lee is also the coordinator of Department of International Law, Global 3 Branch, Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Light, South Korea. Apart from being a researcher under the Fluid Power Control Company Limited, South Korea, Mr. Lee is also the experimental assistant at physiology class, Donghae University, South Korea. Mr. Jaden Lee has a vast experience as planning director and moderator at different international webinars organized in India, Bangladesh, Switzerland, Pakistan, Malaysia, Maldives, etc. under the ambit of climate change and environment. With this brief introduction, I now request Father Sebi Palamatat CMI, Manager of Christ Academy Educational Institutions, along with the other dignitaries on the dais to felicitate our today's chief guest, Mr. Jaden Lee, as a token of our love and gratitude. Mr. Lee to address the gathering. Please, sir.
My name is Jaden Lee, General Director, Department of International Law from South Korea. It is a great honor to deliver the congratulatory speech today. So, first and foremost, I really appreciate all of our fathers. First, Father Sebi, and Father David Spanadancer, and Father Thomas, and Father Levin, and Vice Principal from Professor Lini. So I warmly congratulate you, all of you, and your graduations from Christ Academy Institution of Law. And actually, I remembered when I graduated in the past, it was very vivid. The trembling, passion, fear, relief, and worry of stepping into society. All of that exists here at the graduation ceremony. So all these moments of countless emotions will be the starting point and lead point of your lives. So actually, I have a very much more shortage, but I have gathered my courage and come up to this stage as a senior in life to give you encouragement and support. And from now on, I would like to speak not as the General Director of H2PR, but as your older brother. And the last few years may have been the most challenging period of your lives. The textbooks so thick they were almost unreadable. The seemingly endless exam materials and the considerable efforts you put into writing these portraits, your sole list will undoubtedly shape your future and lead you to become a legal professional you aspire to be. So if we consider that a healthy lifespan of 80 years amounts to approximately 30,000 days, it seems like a considerable number by our intuition. Have you ever counted how many of those days you actually remember? The days we hold on to for a long time are just a tiny fraction of those 30,000. The days that connect the distant past me, the present me, and the future me are fleeting and imperfect. I hope you avoid becoming accustomed to the allure of rudeness, hatred, competition, division, comparison, complacency, and emptiness. Instead, I hope you fully experience each day overcoming meaninglessness and various forms of violence, and that at the end you will embrace the future you with no regrets. Chairman Lee of HWPL, who fought as frontline soldier during the Korean War, established HWPL to prevent young lives from being lost in war and to promote international peace. We must unite and work together to bring about world peace and pass on peace to future generations. This is what Chairman Lee constantly says. Students of CAIL, what is your reason for wanting to become legal professionals? What values and goals do you wish to embody in your legal careers? I hope that above all, you never forget your deep desire for peace. So, we look forward to journey together with the students of CAIL in this endeavor. I hope your future paths are filling with greater meaning, and I also wish for your participation in the path of peace that HWPL is striving to create. Life seems to be an ongoing process of learning. As you explore areas previously unknown to you and gain indirect experience of others' lives, you will reflect on yourself and ponders of the world. In this respect, life closely resembles a journey. I sincerely hope that your journey, enhanced by the skills you have honed at Christ Academy Institute of Law, will be rich and meaningful. There is a saying, those who dream long enough will eventually resemble their dreams. I truly hope that with your aspiration to become an outstanding legal professional, you'll study diligently and become a reflection of that dream. Congratulations once again on your graduations, and I sincerely wish you the best on your journey. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for inspiring our students through your humble words. Today, we witness the dawning of a new era as these extraordinary individuals filled with dreams and aspirations prepare to spread their wings and soar. Graduates, the world eagerly awaits your unique talents and boundless energy and your unwavering commitment. And now, the moment we all have been waiting for, the presentation of certificates. I request all the graduates to kindly rise and make your way to the stage as your names are called. I request Dr. Nandu Sam Jose, Assistant Professor of Christ Academy Institute of Law, to take over. Please.
Before we start with giving away the graduation certificate, I request the audience to please raise and observe a minute's silence on the demise of beloved father of our student, Ms. Birtala Bhavita of 10th semester BA LLB. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Let me call to the stage the batch of 2019-24 BA LLB. Prateek Austin. Afsi Jose. Abhinav Kaushik. Ajay M. Patil. Anand CS. Ankit Chetri. Ankit Kumar Singh. Ashutosh Ranjan. Ayush Kumar. Ayushi Srivastava. Benisha I. Bharat J. Bhavana Pegu. C.H. Satvik. Catherine P. Christy Thomas. D. Venkatakrishna Reddy. Diksha S. Deepthi Srivastava. Ditti Gaurav Turkey. Divyashri L. Elvin Jojo. Gaurav Mawar. Harriet Thomas. J. Kokila. Jaina Jor. Joe Lazar J. K.M. Smriti Singh. Kausika K.N. Kirtana Rajiv. Mayuri Hansda. Mohammed Akhil. Neeraja R. Nayan. Nishant R.
and the responsibilities that come with it. I solemnly pledge to always respect and uphold the rule of law. I will bear in mind the values of social justice and human rights throughout my career. I will use the law as an instrument of justice and will be guided by what is ethical, not just by what I will respect and uphold the integrity of the legal profession without compromise. I'll give to my colleagues, both senior and junior, the respect and gratitude that is their own and its alumni. I will value health and well-being, appreciating their importance for high-quality work. I will not permit considerations of age, disease, disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any factor to impact upon my keeping of these promises. I make these promises. Thank you, my dear students.
And so, brimming with joy, I stand before you to express my earnest appreciation for all those whose contribution made this event a reality. As student of law, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to our chief guest, Mr. G.N. Lee, General Director, Department